Uh,
There we go.
well, good morning, everyone. I want to take a second to, I was reading my book this morning. It says work from the heart today. And some of us are a little bit hard on ourselves. Some of us are not even aware of what the great that we do for ourselves and for others. So as we go through the rest of the year, something I always talk about pretty important is, and I do the best that I can every day, every week to reflect on this. And it is, I pause and I reflect and I progress. With the help of many of you on this call, Curtis, Debbie, Claire, many others, and DJ, I pause, I reflect on what was good, I reflect on what wasn't good, or what was working well, what wasn't working well, and then how do you progress forward, right? So as you go through your day and your week and your month and your year, I think it's critical and important to pause, take a moment. What's the great that you've done? What are the things that have held you back from doing the great that you need to do? And then reflecting on that will help you progress forward, because then it'll help you identify what's working, what's not, what's in the way, and how do we get rid of what is in the way. So today, I just want to open up with a success funnel. And I want to talk about the importance of your base contacts and what that really looks like. And I know Coach Curtis, Debbie, and DJ, and many others talk about this critical component of your funnel on a regular basis, but we seem to ignore it. So we're going to bring it through again. And I'm really going to I want to draw something, and I'm not an artist, so please bear with me. But I want to start off with, tell me something that is great this week that you succeeded at a high level. Let's hear one or two things that was phenomenal for you this week that you say, hey, I am so excited. This happened this week. Share with us. 30 seconds or less. Come on. Who wants to share?
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, Max. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And then mute. Anyone want to share?
Sorry, that's me. I'm walking. Sorry, I was talking to the dog. Sorry.
Yep. Come on. I see a lot of Claire to closes. Fantastic. I've heard Claire tell me that she's got like 4 or 5 in the pipeline getting ready to go. That's exciting. I hear that. Come on. What?
I don't know if mine is great, but this week I added, and I've been working on adding 115 people to my database.
That's great. That's awesome. That's
times 6.2%. 6.2%. There's 6 or 7 deals in that 100. That's the number. You take your number, multiply. I'm not going to explain why, but you take that number, multiply by 6.2%, and I'm sorry, 6.4. But that's every year. So you just added 6.4 deals, 7 deals a year to your business. So good job.
Yeah, Heather, with purpose on that, and we're going to go into purpose and some other things that it's going to help. That's fantastic. Ruth, I don't want you to say what great happened was Tom canceled our call today because he double booked and he's human. So I just took it.
I was going to mention that. Yes, I was going to be. This week after when talking to 2 of the coaches, and then talking to you last week, we were talking about reaching certain goals in terms of your income, and I was able to get I have 5 contracts. I have 5 under contracts right now, and with the 5, if everything goes through, I would be reaching the goal that I didn't think I was going to reach this year, which was reaching the 6 digits. And that's a huge thing. And then, I was able to do cold calling, and I got a contact information. That was pretty cool for me too.
No, Ruth, can I ask you a question or two? And I know Debbie's your cheerleader there. She was just giving the big cheer all the way around, right? Who did the work?
Me.
Yes, you did. Now, you've learned a lot of the techniques to go out and get the consumer or the client, but who actually took action?
Myself. My husband and I, we work as a team, so I would like to credit him as well, but like we did, yes.
That is awesome. See, without taking action, nothing happens. So many people will go, they're so extremely intelligent to real estate, but they're broke. Right? They're broke because they don't do anything, they don't take action.
I see it like you have to be a sponge and you have to put it into effect. And from the beginning, that's what I felt like I had to do in order to make it successful, because this is a sales business, and what you're selling is technically you're just selling yourself. So the only way you can sell yourself is throw yourself out there.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Anyone else? Deb, Curtis, I know you guys have talked to Ruth a lot too. Any input on what Heather and Ruth has said?
I have a question, Tom.
Yes.
Is that shirt a schmedium?
I don't know. Curtis, I love you.
Man, Curtis is he just woke up and got on it this morning.
Hey, I don't know. The tag could be wrong, but I like it. It says,
Well, here's the deal. So I know you're
my daughter. No.
Go ahead. What?
That's my daughter's shirt. No.
Well, I know you're asking about something good and stuff, but I wanted to, I'm excited about you. You had texted Debbie, myself, and DJ about who was coming to the party today to talk, and we were really excited, and we started talking about that quite a bit. And it's funny, we wrapped up Grit yesterday, and one of the slides and conversations that we spent a lot of time on was the NAR stats. Had a lot to do with staying in contact with people, had a lot to do with follow-up, had a lot to do with how many referral opportunities that we might have. It said, statistics wise, I think it said something to the effect of 27% of sellers. So if you sold a house, 27% of them referred you, I think it was 4 times. And then 76%, I believe, referred you like 2 times or something like that. That's after you'd sold their home. And the big question that we had was, well, if you just recently had sold a home for someone, did you get 2 referrals or maybe 4? And so we were talking, and we weighed heavily on this. What's your follow-up plan? What's your system? What are some of the things that you're doing to stay in contact with these people after you've then sold your home, right? So anyway, I thought that was important. We were talking quite a bit about that yesterday, DJ, myself, and the group that was in Grit. And then, I just wanted to say, I pulled out my trusty little book that I've referred to over the past month or so a little bit, which is Selling in a Crisis, How to Survive, right? How to survive or stay motivated and sell in a crisis. And there's this one section in here, and it talks actually about managing your accounts. And see, it talks about when everything's good, we do a little bit to stay in touch with them. Well, when the market changes and the shifts, look, everybody's out there, right? And they're all going after it. And we don't do such a good job staying in touch. And I could go on about what it says, but this is where it shakes out for many of us, because if we haven't stayed in touch, this could be make or break for some of us. So anyway, Deb, DJ.
I want to add something I thought about after Grit. I should have said it by Grit, but think about this, that most selling agents don't stay in touch with their clients, right? So go back and look at who you sold houses to, what buyers, and get in touch with those people, because if there's 4 referrals to be had, wouldn't you rather them be to you than to the selling agent that isn't staying in touch with them? So it's just not the listing people, the sellers that you had. It's really everybody that you've had a closing for. I have to leave at 8 because I have to go on to another call to pitch a business planning clinic that Curtis and I are doing on Tuesday at Carrollton Country Club in Carrollton in Tampa. So if anybody has any interest in that, get in touch with me or Curtis and we'll give you all the information. So,
Is-
so just so you
Is
know.
that something that Tiffany can share out to everyone, DJ?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. All right.
What
so-
what do you need, Tiffany? Do you need me to send you that stuff?
Yes, please, in an email.
Okay.
Send it to her. She'll get it out to our group and awesome. So
Okay,
thanks you guys for
thank
that.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna do a quick exercise with you guys and hopefully it resonates with you. And then we're gonna go into what, this is gonna fall right into what our guest speaker is here for. And I'm not gonna talk about the guest speaker right now, but he's made a massive impact in many of the agents' lives in business and in other ways. He's just an incredible individual and I'm excited to have him here and I appreciate him even taking his time to be on this call. So guys, this is going to be value. So hopefully you can see what I'm going to write here. Okay. I'm going to draw a funnel. Now, some of you may say, Tom, your artwork is horrible, and I'm okay with that. Okay, does that look like a funnel? Can you see it?
Can you move it closer
it
to
closer.
the camera, Tom? Because it's, much
All right.
better. Yes.
All right, you can see that? Now I can't get into my desk here. All right, so anyway, this is a funnel. This is actually your success funnel, okay? And many of you know exactly what this looks like, but many of you probably don't do anything with it. Okay, so as we're working the last couple of years, some things that we didn't focus on, and I'll go through those, is this category right here. We didn't focus on it because we were just so darn busy. We're out working, writing contracts, and then we go, holy cow, things have slowed down. What do I do? Right? So many lenders and title companies, I say to them, oh, remember all the realtors you ignored? They're your damn business. You don't ever ignore them because they are the keys to your success. Now, what are you going to do? Right? So keep this in mind when you're looking at the consumer. So this is your prospects. Okay. These are the people you have not met yet. You have not met these people yet. You are prospecting. Your number one job is to lead generate for new prospects, right? And Heather Ruth was talking about that, and so was Heather. She added people to her database, right? So she went out, she met new prospects. Now they become, once that prospect knows what you do, they become what's called a met, right? So we met these individuals and we can put them into our sphere of influence after we have a good conversation with them. All right, so this box right here has your 6,000, 7,000 people in there. How do you stay in contact with those people? A drip campaign. It's not sustainable for a single agent to make contact with 6,000 people on a regular basis through a 36 touch with a personal call, a text, and a card. You would be so overwhelmed, you wouldn't be able to be purposeful about it. Then here's the important one that we always seem to go, I don't have time to do this. Now, Claire and I had this conversation yesterday, and this is your gold mine. This is your gold mine. These are your 100 cheerleaders for now and always business. These are the people that you've done business with. These are the people that you have a great relationship with. If you go through those 6,000 contacts that you have in your database and narrow it down to 100, okay, this is what's going to be sustainable to you. Debbie said it best, right? Debbie said it best, 6.4% of those contacts that she met, that became Mets, that can potentially go into the cheerleading group. These are the people that are going to refer you subconsciously. How many people can you honestly say will refer you subconsciously? I don't think I can name more than 5, to be honest with you. I know there's a few, but I don't think I can come up with even 10 because I haven't been purposeful on it. When I seen this again today, this was yesterday, I'm like, oh, ding dong, why aren't you doing it, right? So then what's the bottom one? These are our actual clients. These are the ones that have been qualified. Did you hear me? Qualified to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Not, yeah, they're thinking about it in a year from now. No, these are the 30, 60, 90-day clients that are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate right now, and you qualified them. This is this goes into your income. So as we look at this funnel, we always want to build we always want to go out and prospect. We always want to build our sphere of influence, but are we building our gold mine? Right now is the most critical time to grow your gold mine. Okay. How do you do it? It's got to be a call. You know, there's that 36 touch campaign theory, a phone call, a text message, email, send a postcard, a birthday, an anniversary. These are people you are making an investment in. And if I ask anybody on the call, hey, I got a $500,000 listing that I want to refer out to someone. Here's the thing. I refer out listings, but I want 35% referral. 25% is non-negotiable. Not doing it. Sorry. I want 35%. Is there anyone on the call that's going to take that referral? Okay. Debbie just raised her hand. Guys, you guys are paying darn 35% referral to Redfin for the garbage that turned into gold, right? So $500,000 deal, 3%, it's $15,000, 35%. Guys, we're talking about almost $5,000 for paying for a referral, right? Why not take a portion of that 5,000 and invest it right here? Guess what? It never becomes a referral. And if it does, so what? Because, by the way, this 100 cheerleaders could be a couple realtors in different areas. So with this being said, there's a key component that I believe is golden, and we got to be purposeful on it. Okay. So there's an agent I've been trying to attract, not trying, I will attract him to this company. He just doesn't know it yet. Okay. Nobody sent him a card when his second daughter was born. He had tears in his eyes on a Facebook post holding his daughter. I scrolled in, I seen the tear, and guess what I did? I scrolled in, I snapshotted that, and then I scrolled out and I snapshotted the picture of him holding his daughter in when she was first born. I sent him a card and said, congratulations, hopefully this is a memory that'll last forever. I just wanted to snap it in case you didn't get it, you know, whatever. He calls him all the time now, all the time. No one in his office did that, but I did it because I had the opportunity and the technology and the system to do it. So that's where I'm going to lead into Curtis Lucy. Okay. So by having him, Brandon, in one of my cheerleading groups for potential to bring him to this company, I made an impact on him. What I really need to do is follow up consistently with a text, a call, an email with purpose and value. Okay. That was value to me. I can go on many stories, but first of all, I just want to thank Curtis for being on this call. I know you've made an impact in many realtors' lives based on the systems that you have. You're an author of appreciation marketing. You've never said no to our group. And I just want to thank you for being here. And many of our other coaches on this call know you very well and your reputation and what you bring of value. So hopefully, guys, this was a value to you. And I want to let Curtis jump in from here on. Does anybody have anything before we get Curtis to start rolling out his magic? All right. Bye, DJ. Curtis, this is all yours.
Well, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. You said something there. You said, I've never said no. And ironically enough, yesterday, I was just listening to podcasts, and they were talking about like different words. Like people start off the year and they have a word for the year that they want to, cling to. And I know a couple of years ago it was action, another one was intention. And you know what my word of the year coming up? And it's funny you just said, I've never said no to you. One of mine is saying no more, like because I have blinders on and I'm laser focused. But however, I can't say no to somebody like you, Tom, who's always been in my corner, has been a cheerleader from day one, from the first day I met you. And so I think that that's a really good point for all of us to think about. Like when we first start our careers, we do everything and everything. We jump over hoops, we answer the phone call, we do the things, and then we become successful, and then we get comfortable. And we don't do the things that we did to be able to help us get that momentum into success. And so one of my New Year's resolutions will be saying no. However, I'm going to stay true to myself and make sure that I always keep taking care of the people that's always taken care of me, especially when I got started and people that believed in me. So thank you, Tom. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Debbie. I appreciate you, Curtis. You guys have always been in my corner from the time that I met you guys. And so some of you know my story, some of you don't. I'm going to just kick it off in like 2 minutes so you can kind of get a little backstory where I was and how I kind of came into this whole appreciation and gratitude type of business and starting the companies that I have. So right out of college in 2005, I started my first job out of college. I worked for Cintas Corporation, the uniform people, and I sold really sexy products, knocking on every door, every store, and every floor, selling toilet paper and air fresheners and floor mats. And it was interesting because about 6 months in, I totally wanted to quit. And the number one salesperson would rub it in my face that he was making twice as much money as me and working half the hours I was working. So think about that for a second. He was making twice as much money as me, working half the amount of hours. He actually kind of had a life. He went to the beach with his nieces and nephews. He'd go out to play golf on a Friday afternoon. And I envied that. I thought that was really cool. And then he took me out to lunch and he shared with me something, because instead of me coming and resenting Sean, I really came from more curiosity. And I started asking some questions of how he got to where he was, instead of just making assumptions and judging that maybe the company just gave him leads or gave him things just, showed up at his, in his lead inbox. So he shared something with me that kind of changed my life forever. And he said, Curtis, he goes, you see, you get leads by what you do. You earn referrals by who you are and how you show up in people's lives. He goes, you're out there generating all these kinds of leads. He goes, and I have people out there working for me. And I have the drivers that drive around the neighborhoods. And when they see a sign that says under new management or coming soon, I educate them and I reward them. These people are my friends. He says, Curtis, do you know Gary? Who's the drivers in your territory? And I said, one of them's Gary. And he goes, tell me about Gary. And I said, well, Gary is services this street and this street, all these different streets in my territory. He's like, yeah, did you know that he's a father of 3? Did you know that he likes to go fishing? Do you know that he's training for a sprint triathlon? I said, no. And he's like, you probably also don't know that I get all of his referrals from your territory. And that's kind of really where my eyebrows went up. And I was like, well, why are they giving to you when it's my territory? I kind of have an entitlement attitude that this is my territory. Now I got to split the commission with him. I sold it. I'd split it with him because it was his referral. And then that's really kind of where I learned about a lead versus a referral. And then within 6 months of after that, I was number 1 in the entire country out of 1,250 sales reps nationwide. And by doing this kind of stuff, I realized it's all common sense, yet it's not common practice. And if you really want to separate yourself from the competition, doing the little extra stuff that makes people remember you and know that you care. Those are the top 2 reasons why somebody's going to come back to do business again with you or refer you business. They remember you and they know that you care. Because see, perceived indifference, anybody know what perceived indifference means? It's a fancy way of saying that you don't care. And that's the number 1 reason why you're not going to get those referrals. So by just showing up people's lives and showing that you care, you go to the top of the list. And you're not, Heather, the realtor, you're Heather, my realtor. You're not Maria, the realtor, you're Maria, my realtor. It's a whole different level of energy that comes from there. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the book that I wrote called Appreciation Marketing: How to Achieve Greatness Through Gratitude. And if somebody wants to put it in the chat, appreciationmarketing.com/audiobook, you can download it for free. If you want to pay $5 or so, it's on Audible as well. It's a better listening experience on Audible. You can get it for free on appreciationmarketing.com/audiobook. Yeah, audiobook. And so just somebody go to that link, make sure that it's good. I'm pretty sure that that's what the link is. And so inside of our book, we talk about a few different thank you champions and things that go, some people that go the extra mile. And I don't believe, the other day I was in the office and I was running some production and I was doing some cards and stuff here. And it just kind of popped into my head because I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about, kindness and random acts of kindness. And I kind of was thinking, I don't believe in random acts of kindness. I don't, because I feel like being kind is intentional. There's nothing random about being kind. It's the same thing. It's intentional if you do something full of hate or it's intentional. So I'm always looking for ways to show that those intentional acts of kindness, exactly what Tom just did with pulling that picture off the internet and making a card out of it. That's something that when somebody receives is really high impact, high value. We live in a world right now where everything's like tech this, AI this, shiny object over here. And one of the fastest ways for us to speed up in our business is to really, in my opinion, slow down and have more meaningful connections. And so when I speak, and a lot of times I start with this and then I also end with it. And I'm just going to start with it right now. I'll also finish up with it, is putting together a little appreciation marketing strategy in your business. You're in the people business and there's a ton of people that are in your network. It's not just the people in your network that's going to make or break your business. It's the people who they know, and are they going to unlock and open up that door? Everybody has that invisible door behind them that only they can open. And what Tom and Debbie and Curtis talk about all the time is trust and knowing you and knowing that you care. That's what's going to help unlock that door. They say that psychology today, and back in, it was like 15 years ago, did a study, and they said by age of 21, somebody knows more than 2,000 people on a first name basis. 2,000 people. And I don't know how many of those 2,000s are like more meaningful connections. And I know that if you guys went through and really built out a list and did a memory jogger, you guys could put a ton of names on your list. Well, it's not just the quantity, it's the quality of the relationships in your business that's going to earn that 6-point-something% that Debbie was just talking about. So I know that was the perfect lead into what Tom was just talking about. And that what I'm going to be talking about right now is that I'm pretty sure that even if you couldn't put 2,000, I know you could put 200, because the average funeral pulls up 250 people at a funeral. So if you're alive, I'm pretty sure you can put 200 names out of a piece of paper. So, and then connecting with them and what is it you're doing with them. And one of the things I wanted to share with you about the book is that, like Mary Kay Ash, for instance, the thank you champion. She built a $1.2 billion empire off of teaching her representatives, consultants, to send 3 thank you notes every single day. So think about 3 people throughout the day that you want to thank, you want to encourage, you want to recognize. 3 cards a day. And by just teaching that, and from the top down leadership everywhere, built a $1.2 billion enterprise. Think about it, selling a product that is through word of mouth advertising. People buy from people, people do business with people. That's one of the reasons why they grew to a $1 billion brand. And then you got Joe Girard. And for those of you who don't know who Joe Girard is, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the greatest salesman in the world. And back in the 70s, he sold cars at an East Point Chevrolet dealership in Michigan. And in his second month of selling cars, he sold 18. In a 15-year career, he sold over 13,000 cars. And they were one by one. He wasn't selling fleets of like 1,000 at a time. He was selling one by one. And the Chicago Sun-Times did an article on him 25, 30 years after he was selling. And he was saying like, hey, back in 1972, you bought this car from this dealership. Do you remember who your salesperson was? Joe Girard, Joe Girard. Everybody knew who Joe Girard was. And his thing that he did was thank you cards. And every time that he had a sale, and he would, every month he'd be sending out cards, and his biggest line was, "I like you." And when people like people who like them, and people would drive, and people would fly in to buy a car and drive it home just because he made the experience, you wanted to do business with him. So in the spirit of appreciation marketing, one of the things that I want to share with you guys that you guys could carve out, say, okay, this is all well and good. This is great. Say thank you more, appreciate people. Okay, I get it, Curtis. What is something that's more tangible, something that I can do in my business? And here's what I'm going to tell you. I would strongly recommend that you time block 30 minutes a week for appreciation marketing. Take 30 minutes. And I know you can find 30 minutes in your calendar sometime during the week. And what you're going to do for 7 days leading up to that date, you're going to look for opportunities to appreciate, to recognize, to celebrate somebody. And we follow people on social media. We see people that just got this promotion, or somebody just bought a home, or somebody just had a baby, somebody just lost a loved one. And you want to recognize that, and show up and let them know that you care. And those types of things, doing it without expectation of trying to get something in return. This is a really big thing, because chapter 5 of our book is called Chocolate Frosted Dog Crap. And that is really kind of being insincere and disingenuine with your approach. So like, it's the same thing as if, Tom, it's your birthday, and from afar, from across the room, you think I have a piece of chocolate cake with frosting on it, until I bring it up and I set it in front of you. Instantly, you realize that's not chocolate cake. It's dog crap, frosting on it. It smells. It's insincere. It's the same thing as if we were to send out a card saying, "Hey, congratulations on your baby. Oh my God, she's beautiful. God bless. P.S. The greatest compliment in the world is a warm referral. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals." Now they read that card and they're like, "That was really nice from afar, warm and fuzzy. Oh my gosh, Tom cares about me," until you get to the last line. It slaps you and you smell it, and we say it's sending out poopaganda. So it's setting out, it's showing that you're trying to appreciate or recognize them. And then that's what you think you're doing, but really it's more insincere and disingenuous, is dressed up as appreciation and gratitude. And so being more sincere in your approach. And one of the things that we say is like, don't just ask for the referral, deserve it. Do the things that's necessary to show up in their life to deserve the referral. So I see posts on real estate groups and stuff. "Oh my gosh, my best friend just listed with another agent. Oh my gosh, it really hurts that my high school friend or my college roommate just listed." Well, I know many of you guys can speak more to that. One of the things that I would say is that is educating them more. Like, "Oh, I'm a new agent. Well, why would they do business with me?" And then having that self-doubt. I've only been in the business for 3 years, where they listed with somebody that does 10 or 12 years. It's really educating them and having them understand that you have a team of people behind you. You're one question, you're one phone call away, all that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing is to unlock that door is knowing that you care and having that connection and staying in touch and following up. So with that being said, that appreciation marketing, in that time block that you're doing, you're appreciating, recognizing, celebrating, and you're looking for opportunities to be able to connect with these people throughout the week. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Yes, a lot of people just go ahead and click like and they comment. But in that 30 minutes, what I would recommend is you're sending cards. And whether you go to Walmart, Walgreens, or you use my company AM cards, do something, okay? I don't care where you get the cards. Do I believe that, and would I love to earn your business? Of course I would. And I feel that we have one of the most impactful ways to do it, because you can make it custom with pictures. However, it's the thought and it's showing up in their mailbox. See, emails get deleted, phone, you hang up the phone, you delete text messages. Greeting cards get saved and they get remembered, and print has a different level of emotional energy attached to it. So, and immediately you raise up in their bar, that you capture more mind share when it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, because that's what they attach you to and what you do. So just give you some examples. I had a couple of friends of mine that had over the years have lost pets, cats or dogs. And I will oftentimes grab a picture of their dog and put it on a card, and maybe put the Rainbow Bridge poem on the inside and send it on off. And always huge impact on things like that. Another thing that I would recommend is put it in your reminders for 1 year later. Don't put it in your reminders for 2, 3, 4, and 5 years later, because that's a little weird. However, the people in the household that lost a pet, they're the only ones that probably remember the date or remember about that time. So a year later, you shoot them a quick text message or an email. It doesn't have to be a card, but just say, hey, I know it's around this time last year that that you lost, Rocky, and I just want to let you know I was thinking about you. Just popped into my head. Well, you set a reminder, you were intentional about it. You did something like that. And the same thing, like holiday seasons are here. How many of you lost a loved one this past year? I'm sure there's many of you that have. Holidays are tough, and there's an empty seat at the table where they're normally at. And, it's hard. So be that person, because we've all lost somebody. We've all experienced that. Be the person that reaches out to them saying, just thinking about you this holiday season. That goes a really long way. See, my brother Silas, he passed away from a dirt bike accident when I was 21. He was 23. Freak accident. And there are a handful there's probably 3 people that remember that date, and they always reach out. And it's always like amazing that they would remember. Now, of course, my immediate family, we always text each other, and we always share a memory or talk about Silas. But those are the types of things that, and I'm actually right now actually have a conversation with somebody a little bit later about building out a whole system around this, actually an app that's going to help with all of this. So I'm kind of something that's been on my mind for probably about 6 or 7 years. I feel like this is really, really important. At the end of the day, the best investment that we can make in life and in business is in relationships. Relationships by far are the best investment, and it's just those types of things. So, be intentional with your appreciation and gratitude, time block it, put it in there, and then show up and do something in that time that has high value, high impact. And I'll tell you something, that you do this consistently, like anything that you do, whether it's making your phone calls and, door knocking, whatever it is that you're doing consistently, will show up with success. And you do this, it's almost like it makes you feel so good too. Because when you're doing this, and then people text you and call you, and you kind of forgot that you sent the card last week. And then they call you out of the blue, and you remember when you see their name on the phone, or they text you, or they send you that private message. It makes you feel good. And it's a really good way to kind of start your day. And that's something that's kind of a side effect of doing all that. So I'll take you inside of 8 cards, but before I do and show you the system, but that experience back in that Cintas and learning the importance of connecting with people and understanding them, getting to know people a little bit more for who they are, not just what they do, helped change the trajectory of my sales career at Cintas, because I was no longer looking at people as dollar signs and decimal points. I was looking at people with an actual name. They had a life, they had a family, they had interests and hobbies and stuff that was near and dear to them. And those types of things, you be a little more intentional about that. I truly believe your business will explode. It just kind of builds on itself. So you do these little things, and it's the whole Slight Edge effect with Jeff Olson. Great book, by the way, Slight Edge, if you haven't read it. So anything you guys would like to comment on or talk about before I jump in and kind of show a little bit about AM cards and how it could help you guys? Curtis, Debbie, Tom? No? Okay.
Although I just maybe I'll steal a thunder from you for a second, and hopefully it wasn't something that you were gonna, go first, because I'll say it at the end in case you cover it. I don't want to take that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the last time we had you here, it was 2 times ago that we had you. I think it was the very first time we had you here. You were speaking on your cards and everything else. And one of the agents took advantage of this and made the investment. And he called me like a week later and was blown away. His card that went out was to a for sale by owner, and he ended up with multiple millions in contracts. But that one particular card that went out was $1 million seller.
Hey, I'll be right back. Just hold that. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So he got $1 million seller. I don't know if he's on the call right now. It was Jay DeFalco. So he got $1 million seller, and what that happened is that transitioned into multiple contracts and and relationships. So there's so many templates in there that were really awesome, but that is one as a testimonial. And I don't, is Jay on the call? I don't see him on here. So, but yeah, ask him. It worked. It worked. So many cards that I send out are, I try to be as purposeful as possible. Sometimes, like I sent out a Christmas card and it had the wrong date on it. It was 2020. I don't know. My wife's like, what the heck did you do that for? I'm like, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. We got a good response back last year. So anyway, wrong date. I don't think they care about that. They don't look at it. Anyway, anyone else have any testimonials on it? I don't wonder what happened with Curtis. I hope everything's okay. For him to run off like that, it had to be something probably with his family or his daughter or son. I think it's a daughter. Anyone?
Iman's
No,
got his hand up.
Hey,
Hey, good morning, guys. How
good
are
morning.
you? So just to recap before you continue, so that from what I'm understanding is use the power of your spear, use the power of social media to be a little bit more in touch with people that you normally are in touch with, instead of waiting for Facebook to remind you that hey, it's Steve's birthday. You knew that 2 days before from this campaign, and you get the first one was say, hey man, your birthday's coming out before even it comes out, which shows a little bit more connection, right? Is that what I'm getting at?
I'm gonna try and your phone, it was breaking up really bad and we heard like every other word, but what I thought I heard you say was be more purposeful on our social media and staying more in contact with those individuals, correct?
Well, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes, that is better. Yes.
Okay. I was just saying, from what I understand, from what I heard, is like normally I would go on Facebook and I say, oh my God, it's Steve's birthday. Let me say happy birthday along with 1,000 people. It doesn't mean nothing. But if I knew that from reminders and stuff that I set up as campaigns 2 days before, and I call Steve, hey man, your birthday's coming up in 2 days, that means more than the time of the action. So that's what I'm getting out of this. Is that what you're trying to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're 100% correct, because a lot of those happy birthday are just you click and go, right? Is there any real meaning behind it? But when you actually make the call, it makes birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations, kids is extremely a win. You catch their heart, they're going to remember that for sure. So yes, absolutely. Oh,
Sorry,
there's
I'm
Curtis.
back.
Okay,
Thank you
we'll
so
go
much.
back.
I had to take care of.
All right. So yeah, I just kind of did the Jay DeFalco testimonial for the for sale by owner.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that. So I'm gonna do a quick little overview here. And so inside of our system here, a lot of cool things that you can do. You can set up drip campaigns. So if you want to like close on a home and click one button, you could have them get a thank you card, checking in card 60 days later, or maybe a birthday card automatically goes out to them. A year later, a happy home anniversary card automatically goes out. So you can set it for 1, 3, 5 years. We have people setting them up for 3 to 5 years of making sure that they're getting these important touch points. Also your signatures. What's really cool about this is that you can grab your iPad or grab your phone, sign your name, save it, and instantly it's inside the system. Or you can grab a piece of computer paper and just write out your message. Here's an example of a message that I wrote out recently. I wrote it out and then I uploaded it. So you take a picture, upload it just as if you were to handwrite or hand sign the card yourself. We have a cool technology that removes the background shadow, makes it into an SVG file so you can make it smaller, bigger, and it holds its integrity. Looks really nice. So some people actually like that feature a lot because they like their handwriting. So they'll write out a message and then they'll save it as a template and use it over and over again. Also pictures. So you can upload all your own pictures and customize the cards. You can import your contacts here and group them into different groups. So like, for instance, you can send out all your holiday cards with a couple of clicks of the mouse. And I'll show you how easy that is to do. So inside, you pick, like, let's say you pick a holiday card. I just want to show you something here. So maybe I'll pick a holiday card. You can upload your own pictures on the inside, whatever you want to upload. So a picture of my family. And then you can type your message. What's neat about this is that you can do insert first name. And then so you can save them as templates. Say, you can do change the color, type your message out or write it, and then add your own signatures, add your whole family if you'd like, business partners. So I'll just write my name there. Back of the card, you can brand it however you want. Our default branding is just the card, but you can actually cover that up or just delete that. And then we do have some cool gifts too. So you can send these gourmet fudge brownies, are absolutely delicious, opens up a lot of doors there. You can have the candle. There's my book here. There's gluten-free cookies, some Rice Krispie treats. There is this cool like little set gifts for babies. This is a new item that we just put together recently. And so some Starbucks, Amazon gift cards, Home Depot, Cheesecake Factory, Target, real $2 bill. So you can send gifts. You can even create templates. So I'm going to save this as, let's say, Happy Holidays 2022. And then it's done. And so I can save the template. You can save thank you for the referral. Nice to meet you. Happy home anniversary. Happy birthday. You can save as many templates as you want. So that way it saves you a lot of time in the future and customize them, obviously, your own pictures. Now, contacts wise, it's really simple. You just grab your CSV file, just make sure it's cleaned up a little bit. Here's a test list upload. And I can then pull it in, say like first name, last name, last name. Let's see, address, city, state, zip code. And then, so there's that. And I can just say, okay, I'm done mapping. So if you want to bring in a company name, you want to bring birthdays or home anniversaries, you can do that. And then you can also import it into a specific group. So here you don't have, and then we have little 2-3 minute videos that show you how to do all this kind of stuff, but I just want to show you how simple and easy it is. Okay, I have one here that says Thanksgiving 2022. I'll just pick that group, even though it's Happy Holidays. And then all those will get brought right in. And then to send the card, it makes it so simple. So you just attach the list to a card and you can send out all 152 cards in a matter of seconds. So literally just select all those, go to page 2, select the other 50. I think you can select 100 at a time. And then here it is, more, send a template. And we have a video. I know I'm going through kind of fast. We have a short little video that walks you through that, but there's the holiday template right there. So I just click on send card and I could send 152 cards for $329.84. That's $2.17 a card. And that's including the 60-cent stamp. So the cards are only $1.57 for a really high quality, nice card stock card, and it's done. And so that's how that works. And so obviously you can customize them and send those one-off cards by uploading your own pictures, choosing one. And there's my son a couple of years ago, and before we went on a Disney cruise, and I sent this out to my family. And so you can see how easy and simple that is to do. And then so I wanted to show you the holiday cards and how simple that is. Obviously, when the holiday season, we're cranking out cards right now like crazy over here. And then we also, New Year's is a great opportunity as well to connect with people. Then maybe during this holiday season, you slow down a little bit and say, what intentionally, what do I want to do with my business? Okay. I know in this time, a lot of people are looking to, cut costs. Where can I cut costs in my business? Where can I up? Obviously, the phones are inexpensive. It's free. You can pick up your phone, make phone calls, connect with people. And I feel like doing something like this and doing something intentional and sending these types of cards, one of the best investments that you can make with a couple of cards a week, a handful of cards a week. Those one-off cards are really powerful, but then also setting in place some of those drip campaigns to make sure that they remember you, know that you care, that you remember these important dates and stuff. So I'm going to go over the pricing real quick, and I have something special for you. I'm going to give the same thing that I did the last time that I talked to you guys. So in this here, I love this quote. There's never enough time to do everything, but there's always enough time to do what's most important. So if relationships are important to you, you like what you see here, I want to show you how you guys can get started with us. Here's an example of some back of the card branding that we did for people, customized. Here's an example of a for sale by owner that I did years ago, back when I used to have my real estate license. I took a picture, put sold across it, sent it to the for sale by owner. They called me and I listed this property 10 days after passing my Florida real estate exam. So that was pretty cool thing that I did. And then there was a bunch of other ones. And then obviously home anniversary cards, it can go out. This is an example of that dog that passed away that I told you. This is the first one I did, but the rainbow.
Curtis, you're not sharing your screen if you.
Oh, thank you about that. I did not realize that. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know that. I thought it was shared. So here, oh yeah, never enough time to do everything. There's always enough time to do what's most important. The back of the card branding, like I was just saying, that our team can do. Our professional services team has a division that we can build out some stuff. Here's an example of that dog that I told you that passed away that I sent to my good friend and stuff. So a lot of cool things. Starbucks with a thanks a latte card. Here's what we have. So we have a membership, $39 a month. And the membership grants you 50% off the greeting cards, 50% off. So the card's only $1.57 plus postage. That's wholesale pricing. And then every month that you're a member, we're going to bonus $40 of credits. So you pay $39, we put 40 in your account and it rolls over for 12 months. So if you don't use it in a given month, you can end up using it for the holidays. You can also use credits to send some of our gifts like the gourmet fudge brownies. You could do drip campaigns, personal branding, and there's no contracts and there's no commitments. And so very easy to be able to use it, and also high value. And then we also have a pro membership. If this is interest you can reach out to us. It's also on the website too. But the $295 one-time investment, $39 starts the second month. And then we build out the back of the card. We build out a drip campaign for you. You pick 5 unique templates. So you might be happy birthday, happy home anniversary. We build them all out for you, upload it into a drip campaign, do a one-to-one Zoom launch call to help you launch the account. So basically it's help you launch a little faster, a little bit more professional. If that interests you, send you out a signed copy of appreciation marketing, and there's no contracts and there's no commitments. So this is really high value, pretty much pay our designers and our team to help launch your account. So in the spirit of appreciation and gratitude, I wanted to, this is what I did last time when I spoke months ago. So for those of you guys that would like to get started, I feel that if I come with my best foot forward and you guys use this system and send some cards, you guys are going to be hooked, and we're going to see the value and the impact that this could have. So for those of you that would like to get started today, I'm going to put a link in the chat, and you pay $39 today. I'm actually going to put $100 of credits in your account. And the second month will be $39, and we'll put $40 of credits. With the first month, you'll start off with $100. So if you would like that, I'll put the link in there. You can send some cards, get some holiday cards in the mail. So it's all that. Any kind of questions that you guys have, I'll put the link in the chat. I don't know if you guys can. Anything?
Yeah, I have something to say if you don't mind.
Yeah.
This time. I think October 17, 2017 was my date, the date that I became rent-free. So that's the important date for me and my wife, because it was a time that I made an accomplishment in my life. So I don't think it should always be just about, if you close the house for a new buyer, it's an important date. That could be a date that you send out this card and you're like, they get it and they're like, oh yeah, man, I remember the struggles that I went through. And Jeff, my agent, he was the best to get me into this house, and I'm so thankful for it. I think that is more of a personal impact than just sometimes just saying, hey, happy anniversary or happy birthday. It's just an idea that just came to my head. Thank you.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, and there's so many different opportunities to connect, and I love that one too. That's great. And anything else you want to add?
Well, I just want to thank you for coming in, staying on the call with us, and you know, we appreciate you and taking time to come on our call and provide us with the cards and everything that we do. And you know, if anybody on this call is interested, you can reach out to Tiffany, myself, or anyone else. It is a very affordable investment into being purposeful on cards, just like Aman said, right? Be purposeful. What is purposeful to you is not the same that might be purposeful to me, right? So whatever you feel is extremely purposeful, send that card out. And I'm confident it'll make a massive difference in their life more than yours, and it'll come back tenfold. So
Hey, Tom, real quick, for those that were in the grit class, we talked about an aggressive post-close follow-up system, right? We have, because of the referral opportunity that Curtis mentioned earlier, we talked about, because something like, you know, over 70% refer you to 2 people and 27% refer you to 4. But we're probably not getting those referrals because they don't understand how to refer us, and we're not in close enough contact with them over that first 6 months, because that's when most of the referrals are going to happen. So using not only a pop by, stop by call, you can also add in AM cards in your aggressive post-close system. We talked about how, you know, and you want it to be automated. Right. I've done a series when I have close friends that are going through challenging times. Sometimes I'll send out a card a day. Now, I know that sometimes 2 arrive on one day and one day no one arrived, but I've sent out a series of like a card a day just to support someone going through a tough time. What if on the closing day, you sent out a congratulations on your closing? And then on week 2, you sent out we talked about this, your top 10 favorite restaurants in the town where they live in. And week 4, you sent out another one along with phone calls and visits, right? You are developing an aggressive, which is the word we used, post-close system. Maybe one of the cards details out your reminder of how to refer business to you. Hey, you know, my business is on referrals, and here's how you can refer, you know, a client to me. And you did that every time you had a closing. We also talked about adopting the orphan buyers, that since agents don't do a good job of following up with their buyers after they've closed a home, sending out a congratulations, 1 month congratulations, using cards, right? This gives you leverage that it's not always calls and phone calls you have to make, that keeps people keeps you in front of people, right? So this is a great leverage strategy to add in to your post-closing follow-up system.
love it. Love it. The thing is, we got to have a system for our follow-up, right? So if you don't have a system to remind you for the follow-up, it becomes a problem. We want to do it, we totally forget about it. And the sticky notes stuff doesn't always work. Oh, you can't see it. I got sticky notes everywhere. Anyway, anybody have any last minute? Appreciate everyone being here. This is moving on to Tiffany, who is so focused on something right there, and I just knocked her off her focus. And she's probably got some like, yeah, you did, Tom.
No, I'm here though. I'm here. I'm not done.
You are.
Really, all it takes is for me to hear Tiffany, and I'm like, huh? Yeah. How can I help?
So this is all your call now, Tiffany. Thank you, everyone, for showing up.
I think I just want to share one more thing before we all leave. I think it's important that we remember what the buyer was thinking. Just remember when you bought your house and somebody sold it for you, bought it for you, like as an agent. What did they do to follow up with you? How do they deserve to get your referrals? If they didn't do a great experience with you, then those are the things that you should not be doing to your buyers. Because, like, for example, when I bought my house, my agent never followed up with me. I follow up with him to say, hey man, how you doing? Everything like that on Facebook, but he never followed up with me. The only time that he did follow up with me is when I posted on my Facebook, I got my license. And then he's like, oh, come to my team. So it's always a want from that side. Don't make it a want from your side that you need their referrals. They should be willing to give the referrals. I just started. I'm just saying from the sales perspective of my life and what I've done in business. I owned a camera business and I still do for 17 years. I've always went back to my customers on their anniversaries and kept in touch with them. And I got referrals from that. It's the same principle that I have to do here in real estate. I realize that. So make it where you are the buyer. See what you do to reach out to that buyer. If you were that buyer, would you appreciate it? I think that's the way I did my business and sales. And that's just my 2 cents. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you,
awesome.
Iman.
Definitely need to be remembered every time we work with a buyer or seller. How are we going to stay in contact with them to make the lasting impact, right? That's why most of us have gotten in the business too. So awesome. Tiffany, all yours. I got to jump off. I got to
Thank you,
get on
Tom.
another call. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you later.
Yep, later.